So good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday to you. I keep looking out the window, seeing if the sun's come out yet. It's definitely getting a little bit brighter. But welcome to our second session of our Noticing God course. This course is primarily for families. That's all ages in the wider sense of the word family. So everyone can engage, whatever age you are, hopefully, wherever you are in your walk of faith. Hopefully there'll be something here for you this morning. Now, I'm going to, by the powers of tech, hopefully be joined by Steph. Hello, good morning,
Good morning.
Steph.
Good morning.
And also by Linda. I think that went well.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you. It's always slightly tense. So, Steph, do you want to introduce yourself and say a few words?
Yeah, my name's Steph. I'm a member of the all-age worship team.
Brilliant. And Linda?
Hi, my name's Linda and I'm a member of the family praise team.
That's lovely. Lovely to have you both with me this morning. So today our theme is receive. And we're going to be thinking a little bit about in life, often when we receive something, a gift or similar, it sort of comes to us with I guess the best phrase is with strings attached. You know, when we receive a gift, there's often an expectation that we're going to get a gift. Maybe, you know, there's an obligation, you know, that's of course an occasion where we're going to get a gift because it is, you know, or we receive it for doing something, you know, hard work or, you know, like the school prize. And this week, we're going to be looking at a little bit of a different kind of gift, that gift of what we would describe of grace, of love that Jesus gives us so freely. And that's described beautifully for those of you who know the Bible in John 1. That gift of grace is described as that free gift, and it's something that we're simply entitled to receive. Now, how can I ask a question? How good are you, Steph and Linda, at receiving gifts with no strings attached? Do you want to just sort of talk into that a little bit?
I do.
Yeah, on the comments too. Good morning, Ian. Good morning, Ian. And if I'm Margaret. Good morning.
Yeah, if somebody just comes up and gives me something, a present, you do sort of think, well, what have I done to deserve that? Should I be doing something, or should I have done something to have got that? You know, I do question sometimes. I'm not very good at just saying thank you and accepting. I do wonder, is it something I've done? Why have I received that?
Yeah. That's really interesting.
I think I feel the same as well. You think, well, what have I done to deserve that? And when I was growing up, we were always told you don't get anything for free. You need to have earned it and deserved it. And I remember one day my daughter buying me a bunch of flowers, and I thought, well, why have you done that? She said, well, just because I love you and you do lots of things for me. I don't have to have a reason. So but it does make you wonder. Yeah.
It does. You have that sort of suspicion, you know, what have you done? What have you? A strange suspicion, isn't there? Around, you know, no such thing as a free gift. What's coming next? You know, and I think for me, in a church that I used to go to a couple of times of year, we would go actually into the centre of Gloucester, and we tried to give away. In the summer, it was often a can of cold drink, or at Easter, it would be a Cadbury's cream egg, and we would try and give it away to open up the conversation. How, you know, Jesus gives his love and grace for us for nothing, you know, that, you know, really there's nothing, we can't deserve it, we can't earn it, we can't buy it, you know, so have this kind of Coke or and other soft drinks are available, whatever, you know, have this Cadbury's cream egg, you know, and it's amazing how many times people would try and say, you know, well, I've got to give you some money for it, or I've got to, what do I need to do? Or, you know, there was a real suspicion around that genuine giving of a free gift. And I don't know in the comments if you've ever received a free gift and how that felt. Please feel free to share it. Or maybe if you received something that wasn't a free gift but you thought it was, that's also interesting, isn't it? You find out that thing that you've just done. But today we are going to be very much encouraging us to remind our family, to remind our friends of this free gift of love, this free gift of forgiveness and mercy and grace that comes from Jesus. And I think we need to encourage one another to do that. I think that's really, really important. And there's lots of ways that we can do this. And I think it is maybe looking at ways we can encourage our family and friends by, doing acts of kindness, showing love and affirmation maybe without being reminded, or on a day or at a time when people aren't expecting it. I think there's something really powerful about that. So Steph and Linda, how does it feel when you get that? I think, Linda, you were talking about that bunch of flowers that your daughter brought you out of the blue. I mean, how did that feel? I mean, how did that feel?
Just a lovely. It was a lovely surprise. It was. You do know that you're loved and appreciated, but actually to be given something tangible as well.
Yes.
I mean, I know she always thinks about me, and
yes.
But it was so nice to receive a bunch of flowers one day. She said, "Well,
of course
just thought I'd buy them. I saw them and they were nice. I thought of you." So yes,
that's just wonderful, and a real reminder, isn't it, of this love that we have for one another. That of course, and all love comes from God.
Yes.
Oh, Ian says an unexpected cup of tea can be nice, and I know that I'm blessed by many unexpected. Then it will be an expected cup of tea, won't it? So I'll have to put my hat on. That's good. Steph, any times that you've maybe received a gift without expecting it, or an act of kindness without expecting it? How did that feel for you?
It makes you feel really appreciated, I think, and like Linda said, having that, yes, you know that you are loved, but actually receiving something makes it feel even more so. And especially if it is unexpected, like Ian's put, unexpected, it takes you by surprise, and it is like, oh wow, and you just get that warm feeling, that warm glow.
I think absolutely all these feelings I've experienced too, but I suppose perhaps being I don't know, perhaps it's just me, but there is always for me that underlying, oh hang on, I need to do something now, what can I, it's really interesting. It's very human response to an unexpected gift. We do feel the need to sort of reciprocate in some way, and that's lovely when we do, but I think there's something so powerful, isn't there, about that unexpected moment of love and grace and gifts. And I think too that sometimes some of us, struggle a little bit maybe to come up with ideas of ways that we can do things, or some of us maybe words aren't really where we're the strongest. There's other ways that we like to show love and grace and all of these other things in our lives. And again, I don't know about you, there have been times in my life that I wish I maybe had shown love and grace and appreciation, but didn't either have the words, or there were things distracting me. I mean, is there a time where you wish you'd taken that opportunity to show someone a word, share a word of love or a kind action, but didn't? I'll give you an example. I remember when my children were very young and I was quite tired regularly, which you are, of course. One of my children loved creating art, really enthusiastic, and that sort of playgroup picture, I don't know whether you two remember it, of heavy paint where layers and layers of paint have been put on, and it comes out and it sort of flops around in your hands.
And you're thinking, how am I going to get it home?
It's going to go all over the car. It's going to be everywhere. And my lovely child gave me this picture, and she said, "Mummy, this is for you. This is, really, again, a wonderful moment of an unexpected perhaps not too unexpected, but affirmation and love." And really, I should have said, "Oh, thank you. That's so special." Blah blah blah. And all I actually said was, "There's too much paint on that. It's going to go all over the car." So that's a time where I really should have spoken words of love and affirmation, and I failed to do so. Are there any times where you wish that you had done that?
I think if we'd known, or if I'd known this time last year that we would be going into lockdown in a very short space of time, I would have gone and given everybody a hug that I could have done and said, "I love you," and just to let them know, because having not been able to do that, I would have definitely spent these next couple of weeks going around giving everybody a hug that I could, knowing that for the next year I wouldn't be able to.
And that's a really good reminder, isn't it, that I think we're in the busyness, sometimes we forget the power, don't we, and the effectiveness of those acts of love, those acts of kindness, especially the unexpected one. So Steph, I think we're going to hand over to you now, because we like to do a craft, a family craft, because crafts for all ages. I say that because it's something that sort of frightens me a little bit, but I do give it a go. And this is a lovely simple craft to help us maybe encourage us to show some acts of love and kindness, to remind our family and friends about that free gift of love and mercy and grace from Jesus. So Linda and I will leave you to it. Steph, over to you.
Okay, this morning we're going to make an acts of kindness passport, and it's really quite simple. So all you need is some A5 sheets of paper, which really is just an A4 sheet of paper folded in half so the edges, the short edges meet. You cut them, and these will be the pages of your passport. So literally fold them again. So you then have that. Okay, for the outer cover, I've used a piece of card. Again, it was an A4 sheet of card that I've cut in half and folded. So that then is the start of your passport. You then need some string. You can either use ribbon, string, whatever you fancy really, or you can, if you've got a stapler that will reach, you can always staple it. So just some string. And then what you're going to do is do that, and then just tie that off. You can do a bow, you can do a reef knot, you can do a granny knot, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there is the start of our passport. You can decorate the front cover as acts of kindness passport. You can decorate it, you can do whatever you like. On the first page in, what I've done here is done a space for your photo and your name, as you would in a normal passport. So you can draw a picture of yourself and write your name. On the next page, on the pages in, you're going to write a challenge. Now, those different challenges are, these are some that I've suggested, but it doesn't matter. They can just be something that you feel that you could do to make somebody feel blessed, feel grateful, and just to show some kindness. So it could be that you're going to help around the house. You could help wash up, tidy the bedroom, and help to cook. So there's potential there for 3 ticks. On the next one is to phone or contact someone on FaceTime or WhatsApp, or even just speak to somebody on the phone that you've not spoken to in a while. So it could be a member of your family, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbour. And then once you've finished it, what you can do is put a tick, a smiley face, get a sticker to show you've completed that page. And other ones could be draw a picture for a neighbour and go and post it through their door. If you've noticed that they perhaps live on their own, or you haven't seen them for a while, or you've not been able to speak to them, perhaps just draw a picture or write them a letter. You could decorate a pebble and leave it somewhere on your walk, on your daily walk. And while you're out on your walk, you can see how many smiles you can collect on your travels. So as we did once before at Church Together, in the autumn, I think it was, we did a smile walk, and we collected how many smiles we could see or collect. By smiling at somebody, they often smiled back. And just that smile is showing the happiness of God's love. So by doing that, you can collect the smiles. And then what you can do at the end of the book is write your different pages. And then once you've finished it, you can do a smiley face here to show how many people you've made happy with that challenge. So if you've helped wash up, how many people did you know, or how many people did you make smile by doing that? Or tidying your bedroom. Now that's a challenge, isn't it? We quite often set tidying your bedroom for our cubs as a challenge. And that quite often is a big challenge for 8 to 11-year-olds. Mind you, even teenagers. So that is your passport, acts of kindness passport. So I hope you enjoy making it, and I'd love to see some pictures of what you've created over the week, and it'd be nice to be able to share some of the challenges you've done too.
That's lovely, Steph. Thank you. And I think tidying your bedroom is often the biggest challenge for all ages, because you tend to view the bits of the house that show first, don't you? But it's often the room that there's a it's an interesting one. That's a great idea, and again, a really simple craft, a really simple way of reminding us to show that wonderful free gift of love and kindness and grace that God has for us. And now what we're going to do is just spend a moment reflecting on by using a song, and a song that maybe we don't know that well. I don't think we maybe have done it a couple of times in worship before, but it's a really wonderful song that talks about God's love in a way that really helps us understand that we don't deserve it, that we can't earn it. And that love is described as reckless, and it's a really interesting way of describing God's love. It's maybe a word that we wouldn't go to, and it also uses that wonderful image of Jesus as the good shepherd, leaving the 99 sheep to find the one who has wandered off. That love that maybe in the sense of the world doesn't make that much sense, but we're now going to share this song together, and as you listen, maybe you would like to share some ideas of ways that you can communicate that wonderful free gift of God's love and mercy and kindness to your family, to your friends, to all around you, and of course as you go back to school, to your friends and your teachers. Steph, I know you've been working so hard to get ready to welcome all the children back. So that's going to be a wonderful place, I think, to show that love and that mercy and that kindness. So here's a song, Reckless Love.
I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the
Lots of powerful images in that song of a love that we cannot earn, a love that we don't deserve, but a love that God pours out to us all the same. Thank you so much, Steph, for sharing those ideas around that Acts of Kindness diary. Lots of ideas for individuals and actually for us all to really engage with. And now I'm going to invite Linda to join me, because I think she has a challenge for the family, and that's for the church family or for your family. Linda, welcome. I will leave you to share the challenge that you have for us and a prayer.
Thank you. So this week's challenge is to find ways of affirming and encouraging family members through kind words and actions. And Steph's already given us that brilliant passport idea, which I'm sure we could all do. But I also thought that if somebody does something for you that's good at home and you appreciate it, you could jot it down on a post-it note. And I'd stick it on the wall for somebody to see, or you might put it in a jar or a box. And then at the end of the week, see how many affirmations and thank yous you've made for your family during the week. And then perhaps you could talk about it and pray over those things and pray about how you felt about them. You could also, there are lots of things that you can do. As Steph said, you can make phone calls to people. You can send letters. It's really nice to receive a letter. I had a letter the other day from somebody, and it was so nice just to have something, again, that tangible thing to hold that says thank you and that you're thought about. And text messages, emails are not quite the same, but they are all ways of affirmation. So let us pray. Loving Father, we thank you for this time that we have shared together this morning. Help us to remember to show one another that we love them and value them as you love each one of us unconditionally. At this time of COVID, when it is difficult to see one another or hug one another, help us to be creative with our thanks and appreciation of one another, maybe with a smile, a post-it note, a sticker, a letter, an email or a phone call. As we pass people in the streets or when we go to the shops, help us to remember to smile even through the mask, because the eyes can still show you're smiling. Say hello to that lonely person in the street that's walking along, and remember to say thank you to the people that are serving you in the shops, so that everyone we meet knows that they are valued, not just by us, but by God. In the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for that and for that family challenge. I have my box ready, which I'm going to put on the table in our kitchen. And I'm going to attempt to leave those post-it notes around the house, and hopefully we will have something to look at the end of this week together. And as Linda said, do share what you've been up to. It's been great to hear from a few of you about last week's theme, Unplugged. So, keep sharing and keep getting back to us. And I think it is a wonderful encouragement, isn't it, to share all that God has been doing in our homes during this particular time. So do stay connected. Whatever you're up to next week, have a really good and safe week. Our prayers are with you if you're going back to school, it's a big thing. We've all been home, haven't we, for quite a long time. And well done if you've been homeschooling. That's no mean feat. And well done to our teachers, and a special shout out to our teachers and to our educational support staff who have been working so hard. Steph, we've just been awed hearing all that you guys have been doing at Crypt, and I'm sure that is the same throughout all the schools in our city. Yeah. So thank you so much for all that you have been doing. So God bless you all, and see you all next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.